So hello friends. In the first scene, we see the son of an American businessman, Park, who is ill, and that illness is such that even doctors are unable to cure him. Park has no other option, so he calls some shamans from Korea to cure his child, who talk to spirits, and their job is to solve the problems related to supernatural. Then we meet Harim, who came with her assistant to treat this child. Here, the child's mother did not believe in the supernatural Bunsambrada, but they had no other option to cure their child. Then we see that Harim performs a ritual through which she comes to know that whatever problem is with this child is related to his grandfather. Harim goes home to meet Park, where she comes to know that these people had shifted to America many years ago. Park's father used to live in Korea, and after his death, his grave was also in Korea. Here Park tells Harim that the same problem happens with every eldest child born in my family. Like with my elder brother, he also died due to a strange disease, and now the same is happening with my son. After hearing this, Harim tells Park that everything will be fine, but he will need the help of many more people. Then the scene shifts, and we see a man in Korea whose name is Kim. He finds a place for people after their death, where their soul can get peace after burying them. And if their soul does not get peace, then it troubles their family. Like an old lady used to come in the dreams of her family members and trouble them. Because when that lady died, her grandson hid one of her teeth, due to which that lady's spirit was troubled. And when that tooth was put back, everything became normal. Then we see that Harim comes to Kim and tells him about Park. Every elder born in their family falls ill, and all these problems are related to Korea, because his grandfather is buried here in Korea. And to solve his problem, I need your help. So Kim agrees to help Harim. The next day, Park comes to meet Kim because he had to get his grandfather's exhumation done, which means opening the grave and burying the man buried inside it in another grave. And he was doing all this for the treatment of his son. Park takes Kim to his grandfather's grave, which is on a hill. There was no cemetery here, and foxes were roaming around the grave, which is not considered good. Park tells that his grandfather was a general, and he was buried here by his army. Kim does not understand why this place. He tells Harim that I am feeling negative energy here, and he tells that working here can be very dangerous. We can also lose our lives. Hearing this, Harim gets scared. At night, when Kim and Harim meet Park, he says that his daughter is getting married soon, and Park gets emotional on hearing this, and he says that he has only one son, and he is also going to die. Both of them feel bad for him, so they decide to help Park. Harim says that she will perform a ritual so that the negative energy will go away. Kim also likes this idea. Next day, the grave is dug where Park's sister was also present, because the grave could not be dug without her permission. Harim brings all the ritual material along with 5 pigs, and the grave starts getting dug, and Harim starts performing the ritual to drive away the negative energy. Harim was dancing in a strange way and also cuts herself and drinks the blood of people by cutting them. Harim keeps performing the ritual until the grave is completely dug. After removing the coffin from the grave, a laborer finds a snake with human head. The worker kills it without telling anyone, and as soon as he does so, the weather starts changing. Kim decides to burn the bones of his grandfather immediately, but unable to do so due to the rain. He wanted to do this as soon as possible so that his soul can get peace. After this, Kim goes to Park's grandfather's village to know about him. He finds out that most of the people did not know about the grave, and those who knew, they thought that there is a treasure inside. Then a man comes to know that the grave has been dug. So in greed, he opens the coffin and the soul of Park's grandfather gets free from it. But Harim sees all this and starts doing rituals to control his soul, but nothing happens because now that soul has gone to its home where his family lived in America. As soon as he goes there, he kills his son and wife. After this, that soul starts scaring Park also. He gets a call from Kim, who tells him that he felt that grandfather's soul is free and he has left your house. He has killed his parents, and now he has come to kill you. You have to be careful. Then the door starts knocking, and it was Kim's voice. The Kim on the phone tells Park that you should not open the door because it could be grandfather's spirit. You take care of yourself till then. "I am coming to you soon, but you can open the window." Then Park opens the window from where the spirit comes inside. That means that the spirit was talking on the phone, and on the other side of the door was the real Kim, who was coming to save Park. Then he opens the door and Kim comes inside. He sees that Park has been completely possessed. Then that spirit tells why he is after them. He says that when there was a war between America and Japan, grandfather earned a lot of money by cheating his own people. And because of that money, his family settled in America, due to which he became rich. But he never came to ask about his well-being, and neither did they ever come to his grave. That is why he is so angry. He killed Park in front of Kim. While dying, Park tells Kim that a big animal like lion took out the fox's bone, but Kim does not understand the meaning of it. Then that spirit goes to kill the child, and the only way to stop him was to burn the grandfather's bones. Kim immediately called the grandfather's daughter and told her that now he is going to kill the innocent child. So to save his life, we have to burn his bones immediately, to which she agrees, and as soon as his bones are burnt, his soul gets free. But there's still a big twist left in this story. Kim meets the man who dug the grandfather's grave. He tells that in his dreams, snakes with human heads are scaring him, and he says that they will kill me. He says that on that day, I saw a snake with a human head in the grave, so I killed it there itself without telling anyone. To find out the truth, Kim goes to that grave where he finds a dead snake whose head was like a lady, which is considered very bad. Then Kim digs the grave further and finds another coffin buried beneath it. Then he calls his friends there, but they don't understand why this coffin was beneath grandfather's grave. This coffin was completely packed. Then they bring the coffin from there, and it is possible that there is some evil spirit inside it. In order to keep it inside the coffin, they make a circle around it with a ritual. Then Kim and Harim go to grandfather's daughter to find out why this coffin was kept beneath it. Here his daughter tells that grandfather was not Korean, but he was Japanese. Here the confusion increases further, that why should they bury him in Korea? Then we see Harim's assistant, who goes to check the coffin with fear and sees that a 7-foot man was eating a human being. Seeing all this, he gets scared. Harim was learning some things from her grandmother in her dream, because her grandmother was a great magician of her time. Then, on hearing the assistant's voice, Harim looks for him. There she sees that the coffin is opened, which means that whoever that 7-foot man was, he was a spirit who had come out of the coffin. There was also a uniform in that coffin which belonged to a general. They concur that whoever was in that coffin was a general. Then the 7-foot general comes near Harim. Harim hides on seeing him. He asks if there is any human in this room. Then Harim says that I am a slave tree soul of humans. Then the general asks if you have my favorite food. Then Harim apologizes and says no, but the general soon realizes that she is a human. He is about to attack Harim when her assistant comes and saves her. He attacks the general, but nothing affects him. Then he injures the assistant. He also attacks Harim. Everyone comes there, and they get very scared after seeing the ghost because they had never seen such a ghost before. Then a rooster makes a loud noise, meaning that it was about to be morning. The general turns into a fireball and flies away from there, which makes these people realize that he is with full power at night, but becomes completely weak as soon as it is morning. Here we see that the assistant is still alive, and they admit him to the hospital. And when he regains consciousness, his eyes have become strange, meaning that he was now under the control of the general. Then they realize that it is possible that the ghost of the general is protecting something, but the assistant does not, tells what that thing is. Then after knowing all this, Kim goes to the grave again and starts digging it where he finds the same general, which makes them realize that this ghost comes out at night, but buries himself here during the day. Then, Kim remembers Park's words about bones. Korea's map is exactly like a tiger. The fact is that many metal rods were buried in the ground by the Japanese to destroy Korea. So according to Japanese rituals, this destroys the positive energy of Korea. And when Koreans come to know about these rods, then they started removing these rods. They removed all the rods except for one because the Japanese had buried this rod in the body of their general, which was done with a ritual. So even after his death, the soul of the general would protect this rod, and the general's coffin was placed vertically because all the roads in Korea were buried vertically, and so that no one could find it. Park's grandfather was buried above it, meaning that when the war was going on between Korea and Japan, people tried to defeat each other with their dark magic. It was night now, so it was time for the general to wake up. Kim wanted to stop him, but this ghost starts possessing Kim. To save him, Harim also throws blood on him, due to which he suffers a lot, but gains consciousness again. Then, the general attacks Harim, but her grandmother's soul protects her. Here, Kim, without wasting time, puts his blood on a wooden rod because through blood, he could be killed. He swings that wooden rod like a sword and kills the general. As soon as the general dies, that assistant also gets cured. And with this, the movie ends here. So friends, how did you like the explanation of the movie? If you liked it, then like the video and subscribe to the channel. Till then, bye-bye.